Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ask a PA Dutchman Live. It's Doug here, and I got my good buddy Chris is here as well with all of you fine people. Christopher, can you believe that it is August already?
I can. I'm still stuck back in March, I think.
In March, you're a couple months behind. Okay. Well, everyone that's joining us, if this is your first time joining us, welcome to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman Live. What we do here on the channel is, of course, many of you know, our channel is all Pennsylvania Dutch themed, and this particular show is an opportunity for you out there in internet world or wherever you might be to ask us a question in real time. It should be somewhat Pennsylvania Dutch related, but it doesn't have to be. So we're just going to throw that out there. And whether you're joining us on YouTube or if you're joining us on the Facebook page, put in the comment section where you're joining us from so we can give you guys a shout out. And we got a couple people already here joining us. We got Gary over there, from Egypt. Now, Chris, Egypt.
That's
We
quite
got
a long
somebody.
way.
Well, did you know that there's an Egypt, Pennsylvania, Chris?
Well, of course I did.
Are there
I did that.
pyramids,
I
though,
knew
in
that.
Egypt, Pennsylvania? That's
There's
the
gotta be.
question. There should be.
Yeah,
Like little,
behind
like,
every cow.
no, like little Lego ones or something. Somebody should build the pyramids of Giza in like a scale model and put them in Egypt, Pennsylvania.
That
Why,
would be cool.
why
That would be
not?
really
Why not?
cool.
Right.
How big
Hey,
is
there's
Egypt,
people.
PA?
It's not as big as Egypt, like Egypt, Africa. I think it's not much more than a crossroads, right?
They need
I
a
think
pyramid.
so.
We need to
They
put
at
Egypt on the
least
map.
one and a sphinx, and they got to have a sphinx. But maybe the sphinx would be like Pennsylvania Dutch related. How could the sphinx be Pennsylvania Dutch related? I don't know.
Oh.
That's a question. That's a question to think on, isn't it?
They'll have to put in the comments what they think, how to make a
Yeah,
PA
everybody, let
Dutch
us know. How
Sphinx.
could we make the Sphinx Pennsylvania Dutch? We got our good friend Norman Jung staying up after midnight over there in
Norman
Germany.
Young.
Steinbach am Glan Salute. Hey, Norman, thanks for staying up. We really appreciate it. We got Derek Keller joining us. We bished you, Doug and Chris. Hello from Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. These town names are just great, right?
Oh, aren't
Right.
they?
Where else in Pennsylvania are you going to go? I mean, come on.
Doug,
Wind Gap, Egypt.
we need a
Oh,
little
look at this.
map that pops up on the screen. We can type in where they're
That would be
from that
cool.
pings.
Norman says the Sphinx should be in the shape of a grunsaw.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. A Grunsow. Oh, I love it. A Grunsow with a person face,
Well, yeah, a grunsaw body and a human face.
but with Grunsow teeth.
Right. And it has to be like looking as if, it's like looking for its shadow, but we don't know if it's going to see it or not. Well, that's pretty good, Norman. Leave it up to the German to come up with a good idea. How about that?
Well, if you face him to
Ay.
the east, he'll never see a shadow.
The sun will always rise on his face. Right. That's true. Jonathan Engel is joining us from South Carolina, way down south. Well, thanks, Jonathan. We appreciate you joining us. Everybody else, there's more people watching. Why aren't you letting us know where you're calling it? Not calling in. Boy, that dates me. It's like an old radio show. Where are you joining us from? Let us know in the comment section, whether you're on the YouTube channel or whether you are on the Facebook page. Now, Chris, no one has a question for us. Oh, there is a question in the comment. Here we go. We got a first question of the night. Comes from Gerald Bender, 9703. Gerald Bender listening from Lehigh Acres, Florida. But Bender, he has to be an old Pennsylvania Dutch person. Just maybe snowbirded to Florida. I love making pot pie, but I have been criticized for adding peas and carrots. What do you think about that?
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
No, you know what? This is, every month I've been doing this. What's got Doug all worked up? And this is exactly what got me worked up this month. You know what? We're going to jump right to it. Hold on a second. I'm going to throw the slide up there. Was hat Doug Ufgerat? What's got me worked up? I'll tell you what's got me worked up. Exactly what Gerald is asking about. Earlier this week, now watch this. I'm going to show you this too, Chris. Earlier this week, I made a corn pie. One of
That's
my
nice.
absolute favorite summer things, right? So you make it with fresh corn. So I posted this on our Facebook page, and boy, did the hate come.
Oh my God.
Because mine wasn't exactly like what that other person's mother's made. And this really works
Well,
me up.
that's what makes the world nice, though, is
if
that
you
they're all
spend any
different.
time, online, I post a lot of things about Pennsylvania Dutch food, of course, because but what I'm finding out, Chris, is that nobody is correct except your mother. If your mother made corn pie a certain way, then that is the only way that is acceptable. This is what I'm learning in my time spent on social media. It doesn't matter what your mother made. It only matters what the other person's mother made. And I got some hate because I like to put some bacon and onions in mine. And I know somebody commented like, only a real corn pie is X, Y, and Z. And I thought to myself, you know what? Does it matter? What's your take on all this? I want to hear. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe I'm a little too worked up over all this. But it kind of made me mad. You know what I mean?
Well,
what do you think?
I think that's a really good question, because in the realm of folk music, there's been the big argument, like, can you sing about new topics? Or does it have to be all old topics? Or can you sing about the same style or the same story, but a new version of that story? A lot of people say, no, you can't sing about the new stuff. It's got to be this old stuff or something that's new that sounds old. And then other people are out there singing about, plastic cars and AI and stuff, and in the form of a folk song. And people are saying, no, you can't do that because it evolved too far away from what we know and love as folk music. So that's a really tough one, because
Well, look at this. Here's a prime example. Peter Alicia says, I made 2 chicken corn pies 2 days ago. Are they quote unquote fake PA Dutch pies because I used a rotisserie chicken in my recipe?
well,
And
that's a no-brainer. Yeah, it's a fake chicken
No,
corn
it's
pie.
not. No. Payne says easier doesn't make it fake. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Here's Peter, and I'll bet you that corn pie was delicious. And you know what? It doesn't look this really it really makes me a little angry a little bit. And, us Pennsylvania Dutch, we can be pretty stubborn, as we well know. We even, Stabkepping is what we are. But I really, maybe younger Doug would have been on the bandwagon of like, look, this is how it has to be. But older Doug just doesn't see it that way anymore. If you're making a corn pie, you know what it has to have in it to make it a corn pie?
Corn,
Right?
and pie.
What you put beyond that, does it matter? Right?
Well, now, what are these people criticizing you? What is in their corn pie? Is it just corn
Oh,
and
well, one
crust?
person said if you put any meat in, then it's fake. Well, he didn't use the word fake, but they used the word like it's not authentic.
Well, I'd like to know their standards. Like, authentic to what region? What year?
Authentic to them,
To
that's
their
what it is.
mom,
To
circa
their mom. That's
1954.
what it or earlier. That's what it comes down to. I'm telling you. Whenever I post my Fosnock photos every year, when I make Fosnocks following my grandmother and probably my great-great-grandmother's recipe. I don't know how old that recipe is, but it's pretty damn old. I always get comments like, those don't necessarily look like the way that they should. And I'm thinking to myself, how are they supposed to look? If this is what I grew up with, and it's,
And
what are
it's
we
done the
doing
same
here?
way for 150 years.
This is what I'm like. I really struggle with this more and more when I hear these people, and they can be downright mean, and it's just like, just because your mom or your grandmom did it one way, and I'm not going to take anything away from your mom or your grandmom, but I don't think that gives you the right to throw it at somebody else because their mom or grandmom didn't do it the same way you did. Here's the dirty little truth, people. The Pennsylvania Dutch spoken in the region where I grew up in northern Berks County is different from what's spoken in Lebanon and Lancaster and Lehigh and in other parts of Berks County. Does that make my Pennsylvania Dutch not Pennsylvania Dutch?
And if the language itself, the PA Dutch language itself, is different from 10 miles away, why can't their damn corn pie be different?
It is, people have a very visceral reaction to food. I don't, we've talked a lot over we've been doing this show for 12 years. And over the years, the questions that we get the most always revolve around food. Because I think it's that one part of our culture that everybody can connect to. Because they all grew up with a Pennsylvania Dutch mom or a Pennsylvania Dutch grandparents, and they had these important memories of being in their grandmother's kitchen or Sunday meals with their family. And I'm not taking anything away from that. Those are important memories to everybody. But just because your family did it one way doesn't make another family's way of doing it wrong. And that's where I'm at. And I think it's social media, everybody's hiding behind, their online warriors, they're behind their screen. Maybe that person wouldn't have said those comments to me if we were sitting in the same room face to face.
Yeah, I'm wearing my chainmail underwear right now. I'm ready to go.
Where are you going?
Online warrior. I got my chainmail underwear and my gauntlet shoes.
You have chainmail underwear.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
the Knights didn't have chainmail underwear. The
You don't know
chainmail went
that.
over the
Go
top.
back and
Yeah,
ask one, Doug.
I've been in museums where they have all the Knight stuff, and I've never seen chainmail underwear.
Yeah,
That
it's in
would
the
be
laundry.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's in the laundry. Don't worry about
You
it.
can't wash it. It's metal.
Sure you can in WD-40. But back to this pot pie thing. Is corn pie supposed to be the main food or like a dessert-ish dish?
No, it's a main food. Wait,
So
didn't you grow up with
that's
corn pie?
I did. This is a rhetorical question,
Oh,
Doug.
okay. Sorry. Okay,
So
yeah.
if it's the main food, would you not treat it kind of like Auflauf in Germany, which has everything in it depending on what you want? Like Auflauf was like
Oh yeah. So for those of you that don't know what Auflauf is like think like casserole in Germany. Think of it
so
like that.
it was like quote unquote the poor people's food where they took
Yeah.
whatever they had left, put it together, made a casserole, put dough on top, baked it, and then that was their Auflauf. But I was telling Emily about how much I loved Auflauf in Germany, and she's like, "Well, what's in it?" And I'm like, "Everything's in it.
Or
It's whatever you
anything.
want, anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you made a corn Auflauf in Germany, does it have to only have corn, or can you put sausage in it? Or can you put like I don't know. I'm a bit of a purist as purist gets, but I feel like I'd argue against the people who say you can't have chicken in there.
Yeah, for most of you that know me, I'm a purist too when it comes to a lot of this stuff, but it just rubbed me the wrong way this week. I don't know why, but I really got worked up when I read some of these comments that people were saying. I don't know. That was just my two. That's what's got me worked up this week. So that's it. Derek and Michelle Payne are watching on the YouTube channel from home in Cuba, New York.
Cuba,
Egypt and Cuba are checking.
holy mackerel! We got to put that on our resume.
Look at this. Adam Kissinger says, "Well, hey there, fellas. Hey, we know Adam.
Hey,
This reminds me of the constant battle over the proper way to make SOS. Wait a minute. I only know of one way to make SOS. Is there more than one way? So for those of you that don't know what SOS is, cream
stuff
chip
on a
beef.
shingle.
Stuff on a shingle. Yeah, cream chip beef. So dried beef made into like a cream gravy sauce, like what they put on sausage and biscuits down south, but Pennsylvania Dutch do with dried beef. Adam, can you put in the comment section what I don't know what the constant battle is. I know one battle about SOS is what you eat it on. I know, traditionally, well, again, here we go. I got to be careful using the word traditionally. A lot of people eat it on toast, but I love it on fried potatoes. That's where it's at for me. But if somebody eats it on toast, I'm not going to call them out and say that's wrong.
Well, my grandfather was in the Navy, and he said that's what they ate all the time. And I think he said it was always on toast.
Yeah, well, it was easier on toast in the military, right?
Ground beef, he says, double exclamation.
Where do you see that? Oh, way down here. Ground beef. Well, that's hamburger gravy. Well, that's what I called hamburger gravy. No, Adam. Well, here we go. I don't want to.
I think the battle started.
If I'm having SOS, for me, if I'm having SOF, oh, here we go. Cream chip beef is cream chip beef. SOS was always with ground beef.
Oh, that makes sense.
But my grandparents called SOS cream. My grandparents taught me, my grandmother, here we go, who was never wrong, was when she taught me how to make her SOS, it was always dried beef. It was always dried beef for us. We never made it with hamburger. Go ahead.
I have a theory. I think the original one was called cream chip beef, made the way you're explaining. But then my theory is during World War II in the Navy, when they started serving that, they were like, well, let's just get ground beef, and instead of potatoes, we'll just put it on a piece of toast and call it cream chip beef. And then all the guys were like, this is a bunch of stuff on a shingle. This ain't cream chip beef. It's stuff on a shingle.
Maybe.
Because they wouldn't call it a shingle if it were potatoes. It would have to be a piece of toast. So I think that's where the evolution is.
Right. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
I think there are two different things: cream chip beef and SOS.
Hey, Scott Gogler and his wife Sue are joining us from Pittsburgh. There we go. And Gerald says that his mother never put peas and carrots in pot pie. I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't grow up with peas and carrots in my pot pie either, but I wouldn't turn my nose up to it if it was, if it was served that way. What's wrong with peas and carrots? You know what I mean? Are you listening to me?
Me?
No, you're reading.
I was reading. I was looking at all of our wonderful viewers.
Oh yeah, Payne says, I must admit, as a child, I would have sang a happy tune to not have peas and carrots on pot pie night. LOL. I'll be darned.
That's the only way you can convince kids to eat vegetables. Let's throw it in there with the other stuff.
Manchester, Maryland, Luann, she joins us almost every month, says, make it the way you like it and don't care how anybody else says. My dad said SOS was in World War II with dry beef.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I guessed right.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Derek Keller says, this topic really got me going the other day. Why do we drive on the right side of the road, but once we're in the supermarket or out of our cars, it becomes a free-for-all and jams everything up? What's your take on that? I'm going to put that back up there. Let everyone think about that a little bit. It's true. Have you ever gone down the aisle in the grocery store and someone was coming on the wrong side?
Yeah. Well, sometimes we'll be going down the grocery store and they're on the wrong side, but instead of just moving a little further over to the wrong side out of the way, they got to swerve their big old cart all the way back to the right side, right in front of me.
Why are people like that?
People are silly, Doug.
It's true. Silly. We sit in our car and we put our seatbelt on and we start our engine, and everybody knows you drive on the right side of the road and we know the rules. But we get out of our car and sometimes, man, I'll tell you, I don't understand what the difference is. Is it the seatbelt? Is the seatbelt the key?
I think it's the rules on the road. People are feeling like pent up and repressed, and so when they get into an aisle, they're like, it's time to cut loose a little bit. Let's get into that pastry aisle. Let's go hog wild. Just zig and zag and zig and zag. And when you're driving, you don't have to go to the other side of the road to pick up the eggs and then back over to this side to get the, the syrup, like everything's on your side.
Well, there's some truth there.
Yeah. Speaking of the road, I want to complain a little bit, Doug.
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
So I've been noticing I drive a lot now. And, well, I always did, but I drive a lot now, and the thing that I notice is, why are all the cars gray? And it's not like a normal kind of gray. It's like gloss primer gray. It's like road color gray with the whisper of the thought of gloss to it. It's like you don't even actually get to, it's not even a color, Doug. It just looks like the road is just churning with movement.
Well,
it's like every 10 cars, like 90% of them, they're all this gloss gray, Doug. Whatever happened to color?
Was it last night? It was either last night or the night before. I was driving into State College and a diner had a car show going on. And as I'm driving by, here was this whole parking lot of all these antique cars, and they were all colorful: yellow, orange, red, blue, black, green. It was the colors of the rainbow. It was like Fruit Loops in that parking lot.
Even when they're gray back then, they had like luster to it. It looked like a fine silver.
I agree with you. I think when you look at cars nowadays, newer cars, almost all the car companies have like 5 colors available, and they're all darker tones, except for white. There's a lot of white cars on the road too, but there's no greens.
You see the dirty white one? It's like white and gray mixed together, and you can't tell if it's white that just got dirty or gray that's
okay, so if we're looking at this from an economic perspective, the car companies must think that these are the colors that people want. Otherwise, they would be doing something different. But we don't know that. Maybe we have been programmed to like or think that we like these muted colors.
Well, don't they call it millennial gray, or they
I
like
don't know.
the
Maybe.
stereotype is that millennials all paint their houses gray and their cars gray and wear gray t-shirts, and
Oh, that might be true. I never heard
it's
that
pretty
before.
bland sounding. It's like, what do you think the names of the gray is? Like, if you go to the dealership for the car, do you think it's like T-bone me on the road gray, or you know,
Uh,
insurance claim gray because you can't see the
no, no,
darn
no, no.
things?
It's got to be like. It's
It's
got to
just
be
like
like.
two floating taillights in the distance.
No, it's got to be like anxiety-ridden gray.
Oh yeah,
All
or
these
like,
issues that people have.
yeah, or like I have no,
Attention deficit gray.
yeah.
I don't
What do
know.
you guys think? Are we just wrong? I want to know what all the viewers are thinking. Like, somebody here's got to have a gray car. Tell me why I shouldn't
Oh,
be complaining about
Vera
it.
says we used to have many more car manufacturers. That's true. There were more companies out there. That's true. There's some truth there to think
Don't you
about.
miss color though? Like, we drove by a car dealership. It was just filled with nothing but these gray and black cars, but the only colorful ones they had were in the front row where they catch your eye, and then the rest was like 8 tiers deep of primer gray with gloss.
Steve says that Harley Davidson's been doing the same thing with their paint colors for years, and you're right, Steve. You're absolutely right.
And that's why you should buy a Beamer.
We've become too blah. We've become blah. You spend a lot of time around antiques. I do too. And you go in, we both have a love of old buildings and old architecture. And when you look at how we used to decorate things, talking about the Pennsylvania Dutch, look how we used to put these paintings on our barns and how we decorated our furniture. And, this is a huge part of who we were as a culture, who we are as a culture. And as a society, we have totally gone 180 degrees from any kind of ornamentation, any kind of decoration, any kind of joy in our color
Oh, I
schemes,
hate
in
it.
our architecture. I think it's all bringing us down. We need to bring that idea of like Art Nouveau and
Oh,
and
I'm ready. I am so
these
ready.
late 1800s Victorian style architecture back and bring the colors back. Let the Pennsylvania Dutch be in charge of all this stuff. We'll bring the colors back. Think about it.
I'm ready, Doug. I can't do another gray, faux industrial cafe, like they all look like they're an old warehouse, which yeah, might have been cool and neat back in, 2010, but like come on, like give me some flair, like hire an artist to paint
Yeah.
something. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, give me some yellow, give me red, give me some green, like
Right?
really
Right.
ugly
Right.
green.
Right.
Give me the ugly colors. I'll take those. Just anything but primer gray and black.
Peter says it is the same for most home developments too. Same ugly gray. How would you find your house in an all gray development at night?
Oh my gosh.
It's true though. I don't
I'm
know. I don't
I
know
might
I don't know where this is coming from.
I might make a hobby on weekends and go dressed up in a business suit like I have a lot of money to car dealerships and be like, I want the top of the line. And when they show me the gray, I'll be like, well, why is it not finished? It looks like you put the primer
The
on, but you never
primer's all.
finished the job. Like,
Yeah,
did
I'm
you
sure
run
they'll
out of
love
real
you.
color?
I'm sure they'll love you, my friend.
Yeah, I'll do it to every dealership. And then I'll shave
Hey,
my beard and do it twice.
yep.
You'll never know it's me.
As Courtney says, just bland. Just
Well,
bland.
I'm really glad you guys are all agreeing with me, because I thought I was the
That means
only
we're
one.
right.
Yeah. If you agree, we're right.
Okay, so every month I bring this from the Schlagzeile, from the headlines. Hush to Katsena. Did you see this story? Now, Chris, before I show the story, we have often talked about how one of the traits of the Pennsylvania Dutch, we said they were already stubborn. We know that. Another stereotype is that we tend to be frugal. Maybe that's a nice way of putting it. Some people might say cheap, right? So, there's this old joke that Chris and I tell when we do shows. Chris, remind everybody how copper wire was invented.
Well, two PA Dutchmen reached for a penny at the same time.
There you go, everybody, and that's how copper wire. So we have this idea that the Pennsylvania Dutch, if we don't have to spend money, we're not going to do it. So there was a story in the news this week that 100% spoke to me in regards to that. I don't know if you saw this, Chris, or not, But, and maybe everybody out there too, there was a guy in Montana that was hiking, and he had an accident. He fell, and his trekking pole went through him, pierced his body, and went through. And instead of getting life lighted off the mountain, he decided to save the money for the helicopter ride and to walk almost 10 miles back down the mountain to get to a place where he could then drive and go to the hospital.
That's hardcore.
How crazy is that story? You're up there, you got a pole sticking through your body, and your first thought is, geez, life flight, that's probably a couple $1,000s.
Oh, I
I think
bet
I
that's
could.
a lot more
Oh,
than
yeah, it's a
that.
lot of money. No,
That's
I
probably
know.
like $50,000.
It could be, yeah.
I gotta
And you
look
say
it
to
up.
yourself, I think I can walk that. I think I can walk back down. We don't have to get that helicopter called in. I don't know if this dude was Pennsylvania Dutch or not, but son of a gun, he might
Darn tootin' he was.
he might be out in Montana. You'll have to check with your mom. Your mom lives in Montana, right? So
Yeah, she
we'll have to find
does.
out. I don't know where he was
Well,
hiking.
the nearest hospital to her, I think, is like an hour and a half drive. So if it's a 10-mile walk and an hour and a half drive.
Just look at that photo. That dude's got that pole sticking right through him.
Well,
It
here's
missed
my
his.
thought. Here's
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
thought.
yeah,
So the
yeah, yeah,
internet
yeah.
says that life flight can be $50,000 to $100,000. Here's my thought: is if it goes through and I'm like, it's on the outside of the rib cage, I'm good. I'll walk this and save myself, 10 grand a mile. Because then if I fall over halfway back, then maybe I get the 50 grand life flight instead of the 100 grand.
Could be, could be. That just when I read that story, it said to
It's
me,
on the inside of the rib cage, you got problems, but that looked like a flesh wound. So,
flesh, just a flesh wound. Ay, ay, ay. That just screamed to me like, if I was putting myself in the same situation, I'm at the top of this mountain, something like that happens to me. Do I say, oy, oy, oy. We grew up with dads that totally would have been like,
rub
we
some
can
dirt
make
on it. You're fine.
we can make it back down this mountain. Don't worry about it, right?
My dad, yeah, absolutely. He was stingy about even pulling over to the rest stops to let me pee. Like, I'd be like, Dad, I gotta pee. He's like, well, there's a rest stop up here in a little while. Well, an hour and a half later, after we passed like 7 of them, I'd be like, Dad, it's time. And he's like, okay, on the next one, another 45 minutes. So I'm holding it for like 3 hours. I can't imagine if I needed life flight. He'd be like, nope, nope, you're walking.
Or it's just another couple miles. You can do it.
Another couple miles, and it's like 35 to go. Oh, yeah, that's PA Dutch
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. As Adam Kissinger says, oh, I don't want to be a bother. I can totally. It's like, well, those
Yeah.
lifelike guys, they're busy. They don't need to come save me. I can figure this
It's
out
dinner
myself.
time. Like,
Yeah, right. Right, right, right. What a crazy story. What a
I'll either
crazy
make it or
story.
die. It's fine.
Either make it or die, right? Isn't that what life's all about? I'm either gonna
Mm-hmm.
make it or I'm gonna die. Yeah. Well, everybody out there, we're getting towards the end here, but we throw us a question. I'm looking here and seeing what we got. Okay, Carol says, our car is red.
Yeah.
Stick it to the man, Carol. Stick it to the man.
I like this one.
Which
Throw
one?
up in the car, and next time he'll stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I knew Chris's dad, and I don't know if that would have made him stop anyway, Luann. I don't know. What do you think?
Probably
Then he'd have
not.
been like, now you need to clean that up and hold your urine. I could see
Yep.
him doing that.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. What else we got out there, people? Otherwise, we're going to have to wrap things up. Come on, there's got to be a good question out there these days. Norman, give us a question from Germany. Come on, my brother. Or anybody else that's watching. Give us something. Give us something to schwätz about. Because I'm looking here. I think we hit the big ones. Yeah.
What's this?
Oh,
Chris, did you get a tour of the big boy train? I didn't
wait,
get a
where's the.
tour of it.
Oh, yeah. The big boy train. That's right. You were there.
I didn't get a tour of it, but I saw it in Lebanon, and I gave a box of hats to the crew. So supposedly they all have my hats out there
Oh, that's
somewhere.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I saw today in the news that the train made it home to, I guess it's based in Wyoming or somewhere in Wyoming is its home
Yeah,
base. And it made it back, I guess yesterday it pulled back into its home station or whatever.
I read that thing burns like 25 gallons a mile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
It went 11,000 miles, I think it did on this trip around the United States. I think that's what I saw
Holy
today.
mackerel.
It's crazy, right? And everywhere it went. I mean, we saw it here in Pennsylvania. People turned out in droves to see this
Oh
train
my
go by.
gosh, yeah. It was
And
the
I guess it
coolest
was
thing ever.
all over the so what was like when you saw it in Lebanon, right?
Mhm.
And did it actually stop or did it just roll by?
It rolled in and it stopped for 45 minutes, and so I was way in the back of the crowd. There must have been, like, 30,000 people. It was crazy, and it took
No,
me
really?
all of 30 or all of 45 minutes to get from where I was through the crazy massive crowd of people up to the engine, and I was maybe, like, 6, 8 feet away from the engineer, and I'm getting ready to give him the hats, and the news media was talking to him, asking him all the same questions that they're going to ask him another 10 miles down the road at the
Yeah.
next town.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then they're
yeah.
like, "All right, time to go." And I'm like, "Wait, wait, here's your hats." And so I gave him the one police officer, and he took the box over and gave them to the crew. But yeah, it stopped for 45 minutes. It was really cool.
But you didn't actually get to talk to any of the crew.
Unfortunately not. Like I said, the news was there and everybody was kind of grumpy because the news was, asking them all the questions and everybody else wanted to ask questions. So,
No, I hear you. I hear you. It was crazy all the places that train went, and it just yeah, I don't know. It was being a student of history, I read a lot about when Lincoln's um after he was shot and they took his body on tour essentially from Washington up through Philadelphia, New York, Boston, and then back across to Illinois. And it was the same thing. Like people turned out just to watch that funeral train roll by wherever they were.
hmm
So it reminded me a little bit of what I think that must have been like back in 150 years ago or so.
Well, an interesting thing about that is there's a replica, an exact replica of the Lincoln funeral car. Or maybe it's the real one. I don't remember. Either the real one or the replica is over in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, at the was it Harrisburg, Lincoln, and Lancaster or something railroad
Oh, okay. No, I
at
didn't
the
know
Star
that.
Barn. Yeah, so you can still go see Lincoln's funeral car
One
right
of the
here in
cars.
PA.
There you go,
It's
people.
super
Now you
cool.
have something. You have something to look forward to. Payne says, "You wanted questions? I have one." Well, Payne, throw it at us. We're waiting.
No, he said, "Was your dad a truck driver?" He did
Oh
some
yeah, was
illegal
it?
truck driving. Yeah, he
I believe that. I
I think
believe
back
that.
in the 70s he was hauling lumber without a truck license.
What didn't your dad do? I'm telling you what.
He didn't pull over to use the restroom at family trips to the beach. That's what he didn't do, Doug.
Hold it till we see the ocean.
Yeah, 10 hours, and you can go.
Ay, 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 ay. Well, I have been in the shoes of your father in that sense. We'd be driving somewhere, like on a family vacation, and all of a sudden, one of my kids will be like, "I have to go to the bathroom." So we'll pull over and they'll go. And then we'll drive another 15 minutes. And then the other kid will say, "I need to go to the bathroom." And I'll be like, "Donavetta, we just pulled over. Why didn't you go then?" It's one of those things. Maybe that's what your dad was thinking. I don't know.
Here's the trick. Here's how you fix that, Doug.
How do you fix that?
Before before you go on a family trip, you make both of those kids drink a gallon of water, and that'll synchronize them. They'll both have to go to the bathroom at the same time, and then you're good for like, at least 2,000 more miles.
I'll have to work on that next time, I guess. I haven't done that. Thank you for that bit of
hmm
advice. Carol, our good friend Carol says, "Have you guys tried Diefenbach uglies? We like them better than the blue bag." Carol, I have tried the uglies and they are good. There's nothing that Diefenbach makes that I don't like. Not that I've
I
had
love them.
anyway. Yeah, I like them too. Everybody, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you're in Southeast Pennsylvania and you can get Diefenbach chips, then you know you're getting the best chips out there. But they have different variations. And blue bag is the traditional cooked in lard, lots of salt, just potatoes. I think those are the three ingredients: potatoes, salt, and lard. I think that's it. It's chef's kiss. But they make a whole brand called Uglies, which are kind of what the name says. They're not the prettiest, but boy, are they good, right?
I like
Right?
them.
Yeah, 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 yeah. What's Payne say? We have a huge community of Amish. They moved in on the territory and obviously took it over anyway. I've studied your PA Dutch so I could speak to them whenever I do. Well, that's good. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. But he says they seem offended somehow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, it all depends. Whenever you have interactions with plain people, I've had both experiences where I've walked into an Amish store or a roadside stand, and I will always go right into Pennsylvania Dutch when I'm with Amish. Sometimes the Amish will go into Pennsylvania Dutch with me. Sometimes they'll stay in English and won't change into Pennsylvania Dutch. I've personally never had an experience where they got rude or mean towards me. So I or seem offended. I'm sorry that you've had that experience. I guess everybody's different, right? I would say don't let that experience keep you from trying to speak the language with them. Go to a different Amish store or a stand and try again. And that would be my best advice, I guess. So, no. What if one bladder is smaller than the other?
That's why you make them drink the full gallon, because none of them are full or like, a gallon size. So they're gonna go at the same time.
Okie dokie. I don't know. Ooh, we're getting some heat here. Ella Shoefit says Zerbies are the best. Ella, you are entitled to your opinion. No, there's very few chips out there that I don't like. That's a perfectly honest. I mean, if I had the choice, like if there were 5 bags of different chips on the table and I could pick one bag, I would pick Diefenbach's first. And then a close second is Goods. I like Goods Blue Bag. Those are damn good chips. But for me, I like a crunchy chip. And I know not everybody does. Some people like more of like a Lay's style chip. What to each their own, right? It's kind of like what we were talking about at the beginning of the show tonight. But if you've never had Diefenbachs, please consider trying them. You might
because
be surprised.
They are just the best.
They are.
There are no other chips out there.
Pretty freaking good. Yeah. Shotsby says, would you suggest a good sarsaparilla? You know, sarsaparilla is hard to find these days, to be honest. Off the top of my head, the only 2 brands that I'm familiar with that are still being produced is A-Treat. A-Treat makes a sarsaparilla, which is a bottling company out of southeastern Pennsylvania, and Kutztown Soda Works or Kutztown Soda Company.
Oh,
Kutztown
yeah.
Soda, they make a sarsaparilla. But to be honest, those are the only 2 that like mass produced. There might be like craft people making sarsaparilla that I'm not aware of.
Done like a homemade one?
I have never made homemade sarsaparilla, but I know people that have.
I was driving a couple weeks ago and I saw there was a hand painted sign that said homemade sarsaparilla and homemade root beer.
You should have stopped and got some.
I should have, yeah.
To try it, yeah. No, I've never tried to make my own. That I haven't.
We ought to try to do that on a video. That'd be cool. Make our own sarsaparilla.
Yeah. Ooh, we should try that. Or birch beer. I'm partial to birch beer over sarsaparilla, but the taste isn't all that different, really.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, isn't it?
Kind of the same taste, flavor profile, Shotsby. But check those out. You probably can find them online. Kutztown Soda Company, I think, or Kutztown Soda Works, and A-Treat, the letter A-Treat. They both sell sarsaparilla. That would be what I would advise.
Steve Heller says, I don't think anyone is allowed to manufacture true sarsaparilla soda. What's that? What is true sarsaparilla?
I don't know.
Like with the real stuff?
Is there some kind of like drug in it or something?
No. Now we gotta know. Why is that? What's in there?
Adam, we love the A-Treat birch beer. Yeah, A-Treat birch beer is good, but the yellow can, yellow bottle Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer, that's my go-to for Carol. We have to disagree on this one. But Adam Kissinger says A-Treat. Yeah, I mean, I know they definitely make sarsaparilla. So I don't know if you can find it like maybe on Amazon or if there's a website out there that'll mail to your house or something. There probably is. But that would be my best bet. No. We got people have a couple things being thrown at us. For Fun 101, do you like wet bottom shoe fly pie? This is a big dispute in our family. What's the dispute? Of course I love wet bottom shoe fly pie. Who doesn't? Communists.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Come on. Is there anything better? Is there anything better than shoe fly pie? Wet bottom shoe fly pie. I know there's some people that like I like shoe fly cake too. My mom made a delicious shoe fly cake, and it's good every now and then. I get a craving for it, but man, a good wet bottom shoe fly pie. I don't know.
That's the best. I really want like I wish there were a shoe fly pie contest that I could be the judge of, so I could taste all the different kinds. Because I want to know the best shoe fly pie in the world. Is it you, Doug? Do you make a good one?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, as far as Pennsylvania Dutch desserts go, the two that I make that I would enter in a contest if I was being judged would be my cottage cheese pie and my lemon sponge pie.
I want to
Those
try
two.
both of those. Why don't you
You've
make
had
that?
my cottage cheese pie?
That's not true, Doug.
Oh, come on. You've had to have had that.
As long as I
We make
keep
that a lot.
forgetting, you got to keep making it for me.
That's easy. I have a video on the YouTube channel how to make Pennsylvania Dutch cottage cheese pie. It's a custard, cottage cheese custard. It's super easy to make, everybody. And I've never served that to somebody who didn't like it. Seriously, it's a foolproof recipe. It is so good. And lemon sponge pie, my gosh. What's not to love? Oh my gosh. Now you got me hungry, everybody. This darn food, it always comes up. It always comes up.
We have answers, Doug.
To what?
The
Where are we?
sarsaparilla question.
I believe original sarsaparilla has sassafras in it, and I believe that was outlawed or banned.
I did look. It says saffrole concerns. They were saying that they were worried about it being a carcinogenic.
Yeah, that's what Ella just said. Ella Shoefitz. There's ingredient in sarsaparilla that causes cancer, but can't recall what it is. Oof.
But like, how much cancer? Because if it's not a lot, I'd risk it. Sarsaparilla is just really good.
It is good. I've had sarsaparilla ice cream floats already. Which if you've only ever had like a root beer float, do a birch beer float sometime. Oh mein Gott in Himmel. Es geht nichts besser. That is good. Good vanilla ice cream and some birch beer. Do it.
Oh, they're talking desserts now, Doug.
Where do you see that?
Sticky bottom shoe fly cake.
Oh, look at this. Black raspberry custard. Yeah, that's pretty good, Carol. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. That is good.
Oh, and here says, message me.
Wait a minute. Ahead. My grandmother doesn't like the sticky bottom. She prefers a shoe fly cake without the cookie bottom. But we also like fish pie. Yeah, somebody just talked to me about this. Did you know about fish pie, Chris?
No.
That sounds... I didn't either. So it's a misnomer. There's no fish in it. It's an actual like dessert pie, and it's made with molasses, and it's real sweet. There's no fish.
That sounds awesome. I'm ready.
For whatever reason, it's called fish pie.
That's
the person that was talking to me about it was from Schuylkill County. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a Schuylkill County thing. I don't know.
Doug,
I don't know.
Doug, that's the one that if you are invited to a potluck and you want to eat as much of it as you want, you make the fish pie. You bring that.
No one will eat it. No one will eat it.
Like, what'd you make? I said, I made fish pie. And then you can eat as much as you want. And then you don't get yelled at for not bringing anything.
That's true. These are all good good things to think about. Huh. I didn't know about that one. That was a new one to me. Yep. That was a new one to me. Wait, I'm reading here some stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we talked about a lot of things tonight, Chris. How about that?
Yeah.
And it was almost all food related, other than your comment on gray cars and the one question about why can people drive, but then they can't.
Yeah. For the love of fish pie, like, don't buy a gray car, people. Just ask for yellow or orange.
You probably have to special order that. I bet you'd have to special order that.
Isn't that sad though? Oh. They take our colors, then they're coming for our molasses. You know.
Oh, you think that's what's...
It's a slippery slope. You got to defend what you got, guys.
Oh, someone says, Luann says, my mom made fish pie. It's like a pecan pie without the pecans and a cookie crust. Yum. I like pecan pie. So, I'm gonna have to go somewhere where they make this, and I'd like to try it.
Does
Like, I
anywhere
don't think
make it?
I've. Oh, I don't know.
I'm telling you, we need to have a shoe fly contest and a fish pie contest, and then we can have it all come to us.
When you were kids, did you ever hold your tongue out and say molasses on the table? Do that right now, Chris. Hold your tongue and say that. Come on, do it. Carol wants us to do it. You
No,
go first.
I think you ought to do it, Doug.
Well, I'm not afraid to do it.
Yeah, go for it then.
Wait, so molasses on molasses on the table. I did it.
Should have washed
Your
your
turn.
hand first.
Your
Nope,
turn. No, I think it was clean.
Oh, geez, we're over time by 15 minutes. We gotta go.
That's all right. Oh yeah. Molasses on the table. Molasses is on the table. Oh. You're no fun. Should have done it. Come on. Carol look at all the love that Carol has showed us over the years, Chris. And you won't do this.
How else are we gonna make her watch 2 weeks from now? We can't give it all to him at once, Doug. We gotta give him reasons to come back next time.
That's true. That's true. That's good dating advice too, everybody, just so you're aware.
Always
all right.
understay the welcome.
Always understay the welcome. Hey, that's a good line. Always understay the always leave them wanting more, right? I'll be darned. Always understay the welcome. Because I know a lot of people that overstay the welcome.
It's a fine art. You always leave before you wanna. There you
go. You always leave before you want to. I got to remember that.
And take the pie with.
And take the pie with. If I come with a fish pie, I'm going home with a fish pie. Is that what you, right?
Probably, especially if you make a sign that says fish pie.
Fish pie. Free. Well, everybody, we are coming to the end of this month's nonsense that we call this show. Don't forget, we do have a merch shop. If you want to get some Pennsylvania Dutch themed clothing and magnets and stickers, check out Zazzle.com/PA Dutch101. In fact, a good friend of ours in the channel, Don Hemnitz, who works on the Mayflower too, on the boat up in New England. He's a colonial fifer. He knows how to play fife. He's a fantastic player. Anyway, his group is currently in Switzerland touring and performing and so forth. And he has one of our Donauwetter t-shirts, and he wore it in Switzerland. And he sent me a message today saying he had at least 10 different people come up to him and say, "I love your shirt. Where can I get one?" So you too can get a Donauwetter t-shirt and be just as cool and hip as all the people in Basel, Switzerland. But check out Zazzle.com/PA Dutch101. Here's some photos of friends of ours that are wearing our stuff. We got the Donauwetter t-shirt, we got the magnets, we got stickers, we got tons of stuff. Just check out that website. And makes great gifts, but also makes great gifts for yourself too. And if you'd like to financially support what we do here, this craziness that we do, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Doug Mainford, or you can become a monthly patron on our Patreon, patreon.com/PA Dutch101. And if you're on social media, before that, let's give a shout out to some people that have recently donated: Robert Stonerock, Glenn Ritter, Schlagerhan, Nathan Seeger, Seth Moak, Fred Lichty, James Whitrig, Norman Young, Grunsalaj Nomatsea, R. Butcher, Norman Berger, David Hunsinger, Dolly Moyer, Gary Johansson, Gail Spilsbury, and Derek Deeds. If you'd like us to read your name next month, toss a little money in our hat and we will do that. Also, if you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, follow along at PA Dutch 101. And mark your calendars, our other online show that we do, PA Dutch Live, which is a little bit more serious. We have guests on that talk about things connected to the Pennsylvania Dutch, historically, culturally, linguistically. Our next episode of that will be Wednesday, August 19th at 6 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel, where we will be welcoming our good friends Jim Beidler and Katie Bodenhorn, who are both professional genealogists. And the topic for that evening is exactly that: Pennsylvania Dutch genealogy. Imagine you've always wanted to learn your family history, but you don't know where to start. Or you've been doing it and you hit a brick wall. What do you do then? These are experts in the field that are going to be talking about tips and tricks and to opening the doors of studying your family history. It's going to be a fantastic show. So join us on August 19th at 6 p.m. right here on the channel. And then Chris and I will be back in your feeds 1 month from now on Sunday, September 6th at 6 p.m., which our next episode of Ask a PA Dutchman Live. And that, be careful, everybody, that is Labor Day weekend. I didn't even check with Chris if he's going away for Labor Day, but
I better look quick.
Yeah, it's September 6th. We'll do this in real time. Check your calendar while we got these people watching us. That makes for great TV, right?
We're good.
We're good. So yes, Sunday, September 6th, take a break from your Labor Day picnic to sit down with us for 45 minutes or so and just have some silly fun talking about all things Pennsylvania Dutch.
Doug, I had a brilliant idea before I let you go.
What's that?
What if we contact the Fig Newton Company and then send them a shoe fly pie and say to use their imagination? And then they make little Fig Newton shaped shoe fly pies. Wouldn't that be the best thing ever?
Well, my fear is that, the Fig Newton Company, they're probably owned by like some major conglomerate, and they wouldn't make it with the love that it needs to be made. My challenge would be to
they just gotta hire some grandmas. They'll be fine.
Bakers out there and small pastry shops in and around Berks County and Pennsylvania Dutch country. There's our challenge. Make a Fig Newton style
shoe fly pie
thing. in a handheld little Fig Newton size bite.
Yeah, I want that.
Could you imagine? Like Adam Kissinger says, wet bottom Newtons.
I want it. Make it happen. Somebody out there who bakes, make it happen.
It would be really good. I have to admit.
Send me one.
That is our challenge. If you know someone out there that's a baker, go ahead, Chris.
We need to make a wanted sign, like an old-fashioned Old West wanted sign that says wet bottom shoe fly Newtons or something. Somebody will make it.
What's the reward? What's the reward?
$10 whole.
10.
That's where we're gonna spend that Patreon money. Whoever goes into it, we're buying Newtons.
I'm not enough of a baker to experiment like that, but I have friends that are bakers. That I'll bet
get this thing going, Doug.
Well, if you know somebody out there, and this goes to anybody watching the show right now, if you know somebody out there that's a baker or loves to bake, whether professionally or not, challenge them with this idea of taking the idea of a Fig Newton, but make it shoe fly pie themed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be able to be done.
It would be a shoe fly Newton.
Yeah, but we probably can't use the word Newton because that's a name. That's a name.
Well, just say it with a PA Dutch accent.
Newton.
Yeah, there you go. Spell it phonetically. You're good. How would you spell that with a PA Dutch accent?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. N-U.
2 U's probably. You gotta
hold
it.
Newton.
Fig Newton or fly Newton.
Shoe fly Newton. Maybe something like that. We'll have to think about that. Let's get somebody to make one first, and then we'll worry about a name second. How's that sound? All right, dear friends. Thank you for joining us this month. I wish you all a fantastic week ahead. Chris, what do you got going on this week? Anything fun? Probably not, huh?
I've been so busy, I didn't even look at tomorrow yet.
Check out Chris's hat company, too. If you like the kind of stuff like he's wearing right there, that's it. He made that. Check out the LaRose Hat Company. LaRoseHatCo.com, right? That's the website.
That's me.
Yep. And it'll be made with love. I guarantee it. If you
one at a time.
One at a time. Handmade Pennsylvania Dutch, handmade craftsmanship. There we go. Everyone, I hope to see you all at our next episode of PA Dutch Live on the 19th of August. And if not then, hopefully on the 6th of September when we're back here for Ask a PA Dutchman Live. But between now and then, check out the YouTube channel. We'll have our word of the week every Friday, Pennsylvania Dutch word of the week. And then we also have other stuff there. Check out our website, padutch101.com, and follow along on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Chris, I wish you all the best this week. Until I talk to you again, stay out of trouble. Yeah, I'm gonna try. And everyone, thanks for joining us. We love all you guys, and we look forward to being with you all again in less than a month or so. Take care, everybody.
Mox good.
Mox good.